It's December 29, and Dave Glover is gone from the Dave Glover Show. Tony Colombo is hosting. He asked me to come down. We're going to talk fishing today, so we're here at the station. We're about to head on in. It's windy, it's cool, but it's awesome because we're going to be on the air, broadcasting live in St. Louis on 97.1 FM Talk.
Welcome back to the Dave Glover Show, FM News Talk 97.1. Tony Colombo in for Dave today. Dave will be back on Tuesday. We are live for you today and tomorrow on Friday, and then we'll be best of on Monday. And then on Tuesday, Dave will be back. Right now, Rachel is in studio. Mark Close is back in studio. And as I just mentioned, we are joined by two fantastic guests, guys that we've gotten to know over the last year. Mark Marfell is in the room.
Tony,
Mike Marfell. Why does this say? I know your name is Mike. Why does it say
Same reason
Mark?
I was calling
Good
Tim
Lord.
Tony.
Yeah, we got Tim being called Tony. We got Mike being called Mark because it's written wrong on my sheet. A sheet that I wrote.
Guinness will do that to me.
No kidding. Mike Marfell, the 2012 Anglers in Action Angler of the Year. He's also a top 10 finisher in the 2016 Web Outdoors Solo Elite Series and winner of multiple other fishing tournaments and awards. It's going to be fun to talk fishing with Mike. Also, Tim Shelsvik, who's been on the show a couple of times, and I've been on Tim's show, which is great. He's an award-winning outdoor personality, the host of the Thinking Woodsman podcast. Tim is also a writer, an endurance athlete, a multi-species angler, and a Pope and Young class bow hunter, and I assume that is impressive.
I killed a big buck.
It sounds good.
That's pretty much what that means. I killed big deer.
So Mike and Tim are here to talk about, the plan is to kind of focus on fishing with this discussion, but we'll also talk about other outdoor topics like camping and hunting. So if you have any questions or comments, please join the discussion. 969-9797, 866-455-9797. Those are the phone numbers. Phone lines are open. Questions and comments there. Also, of course, on Twitter, at Tony Colombo 971. I will be watching Twitter for your questions and comments as well. So let's start here. Let's start with Tim. Quickly tell everyone what the Thinking Woodsman podcast is all about, and basically the message that you're trying to spread with it, and what you're into, what you're trying to put out there.
I had people that when they found out that I hunted, they said, "Tim, you seem smart. How can you be a hunter?" And
that's what I said to Tim when I walked in. No offense, but it looks like you've never hunted.
Right? Yeah, and so what that told me was that there are people out there that had this perception of outdoorsmen and women that were knuckle dragging, mouth breathing, flannel wearing individuals that shoot and kill everything that we catch. And that's just not the case. So I figure, well, okay, we've got some education that we have to do. We have to do it in a way that's smart and respectful instead of kind of throwing bombs at people. So the Thinking Woodsman podcast, we dig into Second Amendment issues. We talk about deer hunting, bow hunting specifically, a lot of fishing stuff, even backpacking and just getting outdoors, really trying to encourage people to do their own thing in the outdoors, but also really kind of showing we talk about recreation, and people think about fishing and hunting and being outdoors as recreation. People don't think about that word. You literally are recreated by being in the outdoors. You come back a different person. And I just think our world would be a better place if people spent a little more time outdoors.
You see some amazing things.
I love that. And I think that that's a very important part of what we're going to talk about is just some of the education that you get just by spending time outside in the wildlife, whether you're hunting or camping or fishing. Mike, what is one of your favorite fishing stories? And what about fishing? Why all the passion for bass fishing?
Bass fishing is the competitive part to me that drives me to do it. A lot of people picture us sitting on a bucket drowning worms, reaching for a beer, and there couldn't be anything further from the truth.
You got that right.
They've done studies. We burn as many calories in a 10-hour day as you do running a marathon.
No kidding.
You're up moving, you're casting, the platform under you's moving.
Yeah.
So the competitive part's what drives me. I got the bug at an early age took a little hiatus there with having kids and that, and I'm back at it full force. Like you said, getting outdoors. To me, I thought about it this morning driving in. I'm like, wow, I'm going to be on that radio show today. And the sun was just coming down 44. And I thought, wow, that's beautiful, but not nearly as nice as it is at Table Rock when I'm walking to my boat. I've texted my wife many times, like, going to work. Wish this was full time. Yeah, going to work.
That's awesome.
And the things that you don't see.
Right.
Working a regular job versus being outdoors all the time.
Yeah, amen. I agree with that. So what do you guys think is the most what do you guys think it's most important people learn about the outdoors and activities like camping and fishing? Is it just fun, or what are some of the educational
You don't have to be
aspects of
overweight
it?
and wear camo.
Right. Right.
But you can be.
Yeah, you can be and still do it. I get my butt kicked by guys that are overweight wearing camo, but there's other guys. You're better off to be in shape, just like anything else. Doing it.
It's fun, Tim, but it's not just fun, right?
People, and I think people are intimidated by the outdoors. No one wants to look stupid. So it's hard, and especially guys. We hate to ask for directions. We hate to ask for
Most
stuff.
dangerous thing is a guy that's going to decide to start hunting at 40 and has never had a gun safety course.
Yeah,
he thinks he knows everything.
Yeah,
Thinks you should load your gun before you load it.
Need to get education before you start up. So it's important, and that's what I do with my podcast, with some videos. I was just doing a video this morning, my kitchen live Facebook streaming. I was making venison chili. And there's nothing special about, or I've done live streaming events where I've field dressed a deer in my backyard.
Right.
And so people can watch that and they can learn. And there's nothing special about me. I've just kind of picked this stuff up over time and learned from other people. And that's probably the main obstacle for people to get outdoors and do this stuff is they're nervous and they don't want to they don't want to do something wrong. And
you'll never figure it out. All of it
completely.
No, right.
It's like chess. You can learn the moves, but you're not going to figure it out ever in a lifetime. It's like the guitar. There's only so many notes, but you'll never get it mastered.
Yeah, which is
you
more
chase
part
it the
of
whole
the fun,
time,
right?
Yeah, chase it the whole time.
You're always learning.
No right or wrong way either. For the fishing specifically.
Right. Talking to Tim Shelsvik and Mike Marfell. And Mike, when someone says that fishing just looks boring, Mark, what comes to mind? Because you don't fish.
Yeah, tartar sauce. Spit it out.
Yeah.
What comes to mind whenever you tartar sauce?
Really?
What comes to mind when you think of fishing? Because you're not a fisherman. Do you feel like it's a sport, or does it look like just a boring?
I would probably, because I don't do it along the line of these gentlemen, who, and I know there's guys who make a living out of it.
Good living.
My daughter's got a friend, the competition fisherman, that makes really good money. So that caught my attention. But as far as
that's really good money.
My dad liked to fish. I got a buddy of mine that, I mean, if it's noon and he's done with it, he works out of his house, man, by 12:30, he's in his car and he's going. Yeah. He loves it. I look at it, and I got to be honest with you, I went with him one time, and we had to get up at 4 a.m. We drove over there and we fished in the morning, didn't catch anything, and his line was like, they usually bite more in the afternoon. I'm like, what the hell are we doing on a lake at 5 a.m? So
classic.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you get out there whether you're standing, and the movie I talk about, Rach, is that a river runs through it. God, that looks so beautiful. That's fly fishing, right?
Fly fishing,
correct.
Yeah.
And it just. And I
Maybe that was because it was Brad Pitt, right?
He is a handsome man. Yeah. But I see that, and it's just, I love the outdoors. I mean, I get a kick out of just walking through the woods. So if you're fishing or whatever doing, and it just seems so peaceful and serene, and you watch these guys and the fly fishing where they know exactly just the right touch what they're doing. And the same, for hunting, and if it's something that you enjoy, and like both you gentlemen said, hunting probably more than fishing, because you can't kill yourself fishing unless you fall in the water and drown.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it can be done.
Yeah,
I've sustained some injuries.
Yeah, but with hunting, you really need it's like guys that want to conceal and carry or get firearms. Right. You need the training just to protect yourself and other people,
or the parents to teach you to do it at an early age.
Absolutely. And so, but yeah, it's the times that I've gone, which is not a lot. But I've ended up having a great time.
Have to change this, Tony.
Yeah.
Take him fishing.
He's going with us this year.
Take me down to Forest Park and let me go, baby.
This is what we're going to do. We'll take a quick break. If you want to ask a question to Mike or Tim, 969-9797, 866-455-9797. Twitter at Tony Colombo 971. We'll talk more with Mike Marfell and Tim Shelsvik next. The Dave Glover Show, FM News Talk 97.1. like work on a boat that's not one of the like.
Yeah, that they don't have to.
Yeah, they
crawl
always
into,
exactly.
yeah.
They always seem to be really positive and helpful.
Something they could maybe afford one day.
Right. Welcome back into the Dave Glover Show, FM News Talk 97.1. Tony in for Dave today. Mark Close is here. Rachel is here. And joining us in studio, Mike Marfell, a multiple bass fishing tournament champion, and Tim Shelsvik, award-winning outdoor personality, host of the Thinking Woodsman podcast, talking about fishing, talking about camping, hunting, outdoors. Wanted to ask you guys, if a person wants to give fishing a shot for the first time, what's the quickest and easiest way to get started? Especially maybe for the parent out there that has a kid that wants to go fishing, but the parent themselves doesn't know anything about how to get started and could be a little intimidating. Tim, start with you. What would be your advice?
Farm pond fishing is the best, right? Even a local city
more.
pond. Yeah. And you know, the thing that people don't realize is that they'll go to Walmart and they'll pick up like a $12 Zebco kit for their kids and or a Power Ranger combo kit, and that's crappy.
Iron Man, Spider-Man.
Yeah, if it comes all blister packed together, it's probably a crappy kit for your kid.
Yeah.
And so you've got a young person who's already, they struggle with dexterity, they struggle with the whole fishing aspect, and you're going to put substandard equipment in their hands. Spend some money on a nice reel, spend $30 on a little spin cast reel, spend some money on a rod, and they'll have a much better time. Some, barbless hooks, cut the barbs off the hooks, pinch them down in case they stick themselves. You pull the hook right out. That's a safety thing. And put them on some bluegills with a bobber and some worms. And I
couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. That's
Yeah.
or crappie, either way.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it all the time, and there's days I go out for 12 hours and come back with 2 bites. Now, that would drive close, completely insane.
Yeah.
But I love it, but that's not a way to get a kid started. Not at all.
Right.
Go to a farm pond where I got a little pond I could take a kid to, and I've literally caught 11 bass on 11 casts.
Yes. I think all of us
insane.
that fish on a regular basis have found that sort of home spot, whether it be property, family property, or
I can
somebody
cast
that you know.
across this one both directions.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
have
loaded, partially because I loaded it, but it's loaded with fish.
I have a go-to private pond that I can take people on and put my little John boat on and
Yep,
float around it and just catch fish after fish.
Sneak onto golf courses.
But some people don't have that. Yeah, some people don't have that stuff. Mike, where are some places in the area that you can just that are public, that are public open to fishing? Are they hard to find?
They are hard to find anymore. You'd be surprised the amount of farmers that if you came up and knocked on their door and were polite, that would allow you to fish their ponds.
Right.
Because especially if you explain to them that if you don't fish these ponds, the fish get stunted.
Yeah.
Tim knows enough that you'll catch all the fish are the same size. Not good.
Right.
I
have
make some sandwiches
there's
and bring tartar sauce.
One of the properties that I fish on, the guy will like do a fish fry. They'll like pull out every sort of smaller.
That's very
looking
scenario.
thing.
I've had a guy say, "You can fish here, but you got to do me one favor,"
Yeah.
and that's keep them.
Yeah, because it can, especially on some of those smaller ponds, it's just overcrowded. It
Nothing
gets
turns a boy
overcrowded.
into a man like teaching him how to fillet a fish.
Well, folks on the Missouri side, if they log on to mdc.mo.gov, you can log in and see places to fish, places that the Missouri Department of Conservation stocks.
That's very true.
And so you can go there, and a lot of these places are really good fishing, and they have
Bush
special
Wildlife has some decent fish.
Yeah, and they have special youth ponds, so kids can go and almost be guaranteed to catch fish.
And
Oh,
they'll
that's
have
good.
youth days,
That's
too.
good.
I know Pure Marquette Park every year has a fishing day where they come up there and some of the conservation
I
people
know both
come.
Florissant and Hazelwood up by where I live have. Like their
Lafayette
St.
Square Pond
Ferdinand
does
Park.
not have any because I've tried.
It's devoid
I tried
of
on my
life.
lunch hour a couple times.
I know
so
there's
I'm
St.
pretty
Ferdinand
sure.
Park and there's Truman Park and Florissant and Hazelwood that have little ponds that are public, open to the fishing. We're talking about fishing with Mike and Tim, but we're also talking about hunting, and Brian is on the phone here and has a question that I think Tim will be best to answer. Brian, thanks for calling the Dave Glover Show. Go ahead.
Hello,
Hello, Brian. Yep, go ahead.
this is Gary.
Oh, hi, Gary.
It sounds like Brian.
Gary,
Is that
Brian.
kind of Dave?
Yeah, whatever. Gary,
Go ahead, Steve.
go ahead. Go ahead, Gary.
I am president of the Anglers of Missouri.
Okay.
and we are camping and fishing club in Union, Missouri.
Okay.
Know the
And we
spot.
go ahead.
I know the spot, exactly what you're talking about. I have a friend that's a member down there. Great place.
I've been going down there since 1964. We've been a club since 1940. So
You guys have a booth at the fishing show every year, correct?
yeah. Actually, this is the first year we're not going to be there.
So how can people learn about your organization and learn about places to fish and things like that?
We're on Facebook at Anglers Missouri. We don't have a website, but we got 500 acres, and there's 2 campgrounds. It's only $35 a year to be a member. It's ridiculous. Best deal in the world. But again, I've been going down there all my life. I've been the president for, I think, 8 or 9 years.
Nice.
And it's a great group of people. I know everyone there. There's, at one time we had 1,000 members in the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
even with that many members, I've never seen it crowded ever.
Yeah,
Even on Memorial and Labor Day weekends, the camping.
Yeah.
You can leave your camper there, too. Is that correct? I know a
Yeah,
couple
there's
guys.
a camper storage area. You can store your camper year-round for $50 the whole year.
Gary, I appreciate your call, but I got to get to a couple others
okay.
before we get going. But thanks for calling. And this is Brian. Hit the wrong button there. Brian, welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, this is Brian.
Yeah.
Wait, who is it?
Go ahead, Steve.
I used to be in the deer hunt in Missouri doing the rifle hunting, and now I'm in Illinois, and I recently bought some property, which will be slug hunting, because they don't allow rifle deer hunting in Illinois. But what is the best legal way to start drawing deer into a 40-acre not plot, but a wooded area, I guess.
Sure.
There's not a lot of tillable on there, but there's some creeks for water.
Gotcha.
Sure.
I know you can't grow. I was told you can't grow certain, harvest certain plants, like corn or whatever, just for deer. Is
Yeah, you
that
can't
true?
bait them in.
You got to
Yeah,
be careful,
basically.
especially in
go ahead.
Illinois.
Yeah, Tim, you have-
if you log onto OsageTrophyBlends.com, they have all kinds of seed mixes and can get you the right seed mix for a shady forested plot like you're talking about, because it is harder to grow a food plot, and you can't put out corn, you can't bait them with minerals in Illinois, but you can put in a food plot with
Oak
clovers
trees take a little while to get started.
and all kinds of stuff like that. So I would definitely look at a shady mix for a backwoods.
That's the Mark Close
food
question,
plot.
because he has deer in his backyard.
Yes.
He's never sure if he can shoot them or just punch them.
No, you're
Rachel's
Rachel's
the
the one
deer
that's she punches
no.
only baby deer if they get full grown.
Nah,
But
you don't take on the
Well, you
deer.
buy food for the deer, right?
yes, I
like
do.
every week.
Yes, I do. So if my
You're
wife
baiting them.
He's
I
not
don't
killing them.
Yeah, I don't run out and strangle them at that point either. So it's it's for entertainment purposes and
Aesthetics. They're beautiful.
No
They're beautiful
gambling, just
animals.
entertainment.
entertainment. Yes.
We just have about 2 minutes left, so before we are done here, I wanted to start with Mike. Mike, for somebody who is into fishing but doesn't have the level of knowledge or experience that you do, what are a couple of the sort of go-to lures and styles of fishing that are easy to throw and are ones that you have consistent success with?
A jig.
Yeah.
Learn how to fish a jig, and you can catch a fish, any species of fish. Topwater, of course, you can catch any species.
That's
It's
my favorite way to
it's
go.
fun to catch them that way.
Yep.
But if you're really looking to learn and you want to learn bass fishing, go sign up for a pro-am and get in the back of somebody's boat like mine.
Yeah.
Or some of the great pros down at Lake of the Ozarks. You'll learn more than that in that 8-hour day than you will on your own in years.
If you're bass fishing, can you stick with, if you had just maybe 3 lures to go and teach somebody to fish with or kind of show somebody the ropes of bass fishing, would you bring like a spinner and a crankbait? What would be your
I would
go-tos?
bring a jig, some sort of soft plastic worm, basically a worm and a hook, and a spinnerbait.
Yeah.
Those would be
Pretty solid.
You learn those.
Yeah. And I would throw the jig.
It's
the whole time.
and it's a great way to start, right?
Right. It is a great way to start.
All right, Tim, tell people how they can follow you, hear the podcast, particularly that November episode. When November that I was on? What was the one I was on?
It stands out in my mind. It's November.
That was when I was on.
Tony was on.
That was
blew it out of the water.
That's the biggest numbers you've ever seen.
ThinkingWoodsman.com. People can go online, like me on Facebook. Facebook's / The Thinking Woodsman. But the podcast, the new show launches on Sunday, January 1. We shoot a propane tank with my bow and see what happens. So there's audio. We got slow.
Have you done it yet?
That is so
you know what? So you know what
It's
happens.
done. I've got all my fingers. I've got my eyebrows off. But it's on iTunes and find it for your Android. You can subscribe on my website.
You got to have me on when you shoot something next time.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see me get hurt.
TheThinkingWoodsman.com. Go check it out. Mike, do you have any Facebook or Twitter or anything that you want to?
No, I would like to plug BassandBob.com.
Yes, please
If you
do
want
that.
to know anything about Lake of the Ozarks, upcoming tournaments, tournament results, how to find a guide, BassandBob.com. Get a membership, some of the greatest.
Got some DVDs on his website
DVDs
right
on,
now?
yep, all 4 seasons. Some 4 of the best pros down there talking about the different seasons. So
Very good. Great stuff, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. That's Mike Marfell and Tim Shelsvik.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys, so much.
Thanks, Tony.
Take a quick break. Be back with more of the Dave Glover Show on FM News Talk 97.1.
Very surreal.
We're rolling.
Okay. Hey everyone, we're at the 97.1 FM Talk studio. We just wrapped up an interview with Tony. Mike came in. Mike is the consummate tournament angler. Tony, for a couple newbies on the radio, how do you think we did?
Mike did great.
And then I did awesome.
Were you?
You were
with
the
us?
looks.
Were you with us on the air just
I
now?
was the looks on the radio.
You were the looks.
No, you guys did great. I wish we would have had more time. That's
More
the
time,
one
yep.
thing that we did 2 segments.
And it flew by.
And it flew by. It still wasn't enough to talk about.
Winter Classic.
The phones were going crazy. Yeah, we didn't get to half the phone calls that
Right.
people were calling in with questions.
Which is exciting that they called
Absolutely.
FM Talk to
yeah.
talk fishing.
5
and
of
hunting.
them were my mom. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mom.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was.
My
it was
mom,
really,
my mom had a cigarette in both hands, so she couldn't dial. But yeah,
No, that was great. It was good. It was good talk. It was nice to talk fishing and outdoors stuff on
Yeah.
this show. So I appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
hopefully
Absolutely.
it gets you a bunch more listeners. I know I'll be one now that I know about
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Right on. Yeah. So this interview will air sometime on the Thinking Woodsman podcast. Thanks for watching.